Hi, I'm Taylor Finney. I just won the first stage of the USA Pro Challenge. You're watching the GCN Show.
Welcome to the GCN Show.
This week we are talking about the war on the roads, but not necessarily how you'd expect it. Plus we've got loads in our cycling shorts segment, and then also a great new tech of the week.
Not forgetting all of our usuals: caption, comment, Dom's tweet of the week, and epic rides.
Oh, and also, if you'd like to be the person that welcomes everyone to the GCN Show next week,
welcome to GCN Show.
Welcome to the GCN program.
Stay tuned to the end of this show and we are going to tell you exactly how to do that.
What about extreme corner?
Oh, don't say that, mate.
He doesn't look ready.
Time now for caption competition. You'll remember last week's photo was this one of Bram Tankink riding along with his kid. And the winner is George Zafiris, who said, "Dad, you call that a lead out? I haven't seen a lead out that bad since Matt tried to lead the gorilla out."
Ooh, it's a bit harsh, isn't it? It's a winner.
Yeah,
a little bit harsh, Dan, but well done, George.
Yeah. Anyway, George, get in touch with us and we shall send you the GCN swag in the post.
Matt did lead out the gorilla. What are you talking about?
He won 4 stages straight off the back of that, off the bat, basically.
Yeah.
And he's never looked back.
Is it true though, Matt, that you did that lead out with calf cramp through the entire thing?
I cramped up after 2 revs, yeah, and I was in agony for the whole of that lead out.
See, that is impressive. Now that, you can't teach
I
that.
just manned up. I just thought I just got to push myself through.
Impressive.
And I look at me, I'm at the other side now and I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it was a dark time for me.
You pushed yourself, and Greipel now has 4 stage wins. 4 more stages.
Both of our careers have irreparably changed.
Are we giving next week's photo or not?
Yeah, we've got the caption of the week for this week. We don't know the caption, this is the photograph. It's an absolute perler. It's us 3 during our Volta preview show. Well, I don't think I can even start you off, really.
No.
There's nowhere to
You guys
really
just run with it.
go
Wait,
with
all
it.
that time, not even going to start them off?
No, I don't think we can. I think it'd be wrong of us to start our own picture off, really, wouldn't it?
Just make sure you enter in the comments section down below,
Definitely.
and we'll pick a winner next week.
Social media has been on fire over the last few days after a blog called The Lonely Cyclist highlighted the fact that the so-called war on the road, i.e. a lack of respect between road users, might actually be between us cyclists as well.
Yeah, all through the blog, London-based cyclist Els Lloyd was out on her bike for a steady spin when she copped verbal abuse from 2 cyclists, entirely unconnected, simply for the speed she was going.
Yeah, read it and we challenge you to be nothing more than bemused and then simply angry. And add to the fact that the abuse was centred on Els's gender and size. And that just adds and makes it even more objectionable, if you ask me. Now, it's got us thinking, is there a wider issue of disrespect within the cycling community? And is it time we got our own house in order?
Yeah, possibly. Admittedly, here at GCN, we do poke fun, firstly at ourselves, but also at other types of cyclists as well. But that's because we don't think you should take yourself, or indeed the sport, too seriously. We think all bike riders are great. If you're out riding a bike, doesn't matter what bike it is, or how fast or slow you're riding it, it's great.
Cheers.
Yeah. Now, we think it's just a minority of people doing this, but what do you guys think? If you've ever been subjected to any abuse whilst you've been out on the bike, or you've just got something to add to this debate, then let us know in the comment section down below.
Oh, it's also worth noting that there's been a bit of a Strava witch hunt as well, and a bizarre twist to the story. So, some vigilantes have been using the flyby function to try and guess who the offenders are, which is a dangerous game.
Yeah, we've actually spoken to Els Lloyd herself, and she's actually pointed out that there's 2 people who have nothing to do with this, have actually taken quite a lot of heat on social media, so it's kind of worth stopping doing that as well.
Rant over?
I think so.
Right,
Yeah.
Rant.
It's up there with the question, what would you do if you won £1 million? It's one of the questions we often ask each other here at GCN Towers. Just what would you do if you won 1/2 a tonne of salmon? It's 500 kilograms an old money.
Recently at the Arctic Tour of Norway, there was a daily hill preen where you could win exactly that, half a tonne of fish if you were the first rider across the line. It was shipped directly to your address of choice.
Is this the best prize in cycling? It's certainly up there with the lettuce that Matt won back in 1994. Matt, did you eat that in the end, or did you try and keep it on your mantelpiece?
No, it got a bit soggy, a bit floppy, a bit limp, in fact. So I had it for tea with some salad dressing.
Anyway, talking of prizes, Craig Cannon has to get the prize for Ultra Endurance Nutcase of the Week. Basically, he did 29,146 metres of elevation over a 546 kilometre ride in just 48 hours. To do it, he did 227 laps of a circuit near to his home in East Bay, San Francisco.
Craig, get in touch and we will send you some chamois cream, actually.
Have we got any chamois cream?
Yeah, I'm just about halfway through a tub and I'll just send it. Cool. If you turn up on a ride and you've forgotten some and you're relying on a friend's pot to borrow, whatever you do, don't double dip. Now by that I mean dip, apply, dip, apply. It's just all kinds of wrong. So,
Sadly, Bruce Berkeley, aka Cycle Dr. One, had to stop his 7-day record attempt only 4 days in, while still on schedule, as he struggled with some pretty bad knee pain. But he will go again for the record very, very soon.
yeah, I think we also need to point out as well, a number of you said in the comment section last week that the official record seems to be significantly lower than the distances that are often covered by Race Across America riders, for example, and this is true. But apparently, in order for a record to be an official world record, it has to be ratified as such, meaning that the record is significantly lower than what people have actually covered.
Change the record. It's a record a lot.
Key here, ratification.
Disc brakes have been used for the very first time in the pro peloton. So at the recent Eneco Tour, 2 riders from Team Rompot
It's probably enough, Matt.
Yeah, anyway, 2 riders from that team were using them on their Isaac bikes, whilst Team Sky rider Bernie Eisel was also using them on his Team Pinarello F8.
Yeah, reactions in the peloton were pretty mixed, but Bernie said he actually liked them a fair bit. He said they were good, whilst Greg Henderson said they shouldn't be seen in the peloton whatsoever. He was pretty pointed to that. And Tom Boonen said, I don't know what all the fuss is about. I wish you'd just stop asking me questions about disc brakes, or words to that effect.
Yeah. Team Mechanics, meanwhile, were at university tearing their hair out. They clearly haven't quite got their heads around it yet, but fair enough, it's pretty new technology for them. I'm sure they'll get it sorted when they have to.
You could probably watch a video on it as well.
Probably could.
Yeah.
Admittedly, that's not severed, but I suppose that would be a nasty cut.
Ooh, yeah, I'm glad we used the chorizo, because we were going to use our finger, weren't we, to prove it?
We were, yeah. Well,
Yeah, Greg Henderson just needs to watch our chorizo video. Then he'd be happy.
Now this one has flown a little bit under the radar, but it appears that the Olympic road race course in Rio is a bit of a toughie, as the test event was absolutely dominated by climbers. It was won in fact by Alexis Villermoz of France, whilst Belgium's Serge Pauwels was second, and another climber who was pretty good at going up hills, very, very fast indeed, was Romain Bardet in third.
Possibly why he's called a climber.
Indeed.
Anyway, last week we gave you the bad news that the women's team Velocio SRAM would cease to exist at the end of this year. But this week we bring you the welcome news that actually it's going to carry on.
Yeah, possibly. So team owner Christy Scrimger is stepping away from the team, possibly taking the management company with her. But DS's Ronnie Lauker and Beth Dure are staying, and Canyon, the German bike company, are coming on board as sponsor. Whether or not it's the same team is probably more of an existential question for cycling fans, but still, undeniably, excellent news.
Good news all around.
And we shall conclude Cycling Shorts this week with this. Sent in to us on Twitter via Perkster VT is a vending machine which does inner tubes. Pretty cool idea, that.
That's pretty cool. What next? A gel vending machine?
Oh, write that down.
Definitely write it down. Spare shoe plates vending machine?
Oh, cleat vending machine.
Multi-tool.
Oh, anything else?
Grass, just in case. Oh no, you don't need that because you've got inner tubes.
Yeah, good point.
I just think it's been
Chamois cream?
Chamois cream vending machine. This is all absolute garbage.
Socks?
Socks. Under jerseys.
GCN kit.
Spare lenses for your glasses.
Oh, antiperspirant.
Who needs that?
You're really good at typing, aren't you?
Thanks. I'll read it back to you. That's all right.
Mike's got it all on tape anyway.
Comment of the week now, and we've decided to go for one each. So I have decided to go for John Doe, who underneath last week's show, where we showed Jamie McCarthy getting held up at the time trial Tour of Denmark, he says, at least he got a lead out train. Boom, boom. Very good.
Nice.
Well, I've chosen this little perler from James Seymour, who says, Tour Hushfeld here, clearly talking about Dan the Boss Lloyd. Okay. That's what we had at Cervelo, talking about the Cervelo test team, where we signed some riders who weren't the best when they joined, but who did great things together as a group. Then he goes on to say, at least you improved, Lloydie.
Yeah, mate, congrats.
Nice one there, James.
That's great. Right, my two pennyworth then. This is from Earthstick underneath one of our recent videos about disc brakes. And amongst other things, he has said, cyclocross did exist before then, but it was mainly for people who enjoy camping. So I'm not sure quite what he's going to say to Sven Nys when he sees him, but there we go. And then underneath that, Nobody's Business said, quoted that, and then said, if that doesn't unintentionally win GCN Comment of the Week / year, I don't know what's wrong with the world. Well, there you go, Nobody's Business. It did, of sorts, get Comment of the Week.
Tell you what, Si, I think you should get a medal. I'm glad I didn't pick that. I can't read the font. It's only in about 2. Incredible.
Well, I did. That's why I did take it on as my comment, because I figured that you wouldn't get it.
You have had to increase your font size in general, though, haven't you?
I know. I don't know why it copied that small, but anyway, there we go.
It's all about the font.
Great comment, anyway.
Lotto Soudal's Tim Wellens made it back-to-back victories in the 7-day Eneco Tour. Now the 24-year-old definitely come out of the Tour de France with some superb form, as shown on stage 6, which was a rain-soaked affair, which he won by close to a minute. Now on the final stage, his team comfortably defended the lead in a stage that was won by BMC's Manuel Quinziato.
The Route de France was won by Elisa Longo Borghini ahead of Amber Neben. And Claudia Lichtenberg, last year's winner, finished in 3rd. And she used to ride for the Cervelo test team. I'm guessing you wrote that bit, Lloydie, because that's not very interesting.
I did,
of course
yeah.
you did.
Anyway, another person who is clearly on some stellar form is the Estonian rider of Astana, Ryan Taranmäe. Hot on the heels of his win in Burgos came another win, the overall at the Arctic Race of Norway. So 2nd and 3rd places over the last 2 stages were enough to give him that victory by 8 seconds over Sylvain Didier of BMC. But rumours are circulating that he's pretty angry that he didn't win half a ton of fish.
You didn't win half a ton of fish?
No, didn't get the fish.
Right. Anyway, over to our man on the ground at the US Pro Challenge, Neil. What are you doing?
You'll see.
We'll see in a minute, mate. Precautions.
Rolly, ready? Hey guys, I'm coming at you from Steamboat Springs, Colorado for the USA Pro Challenge. Story of the moment is the rain, which is funny because yesterday at this time it was so hot I was literally sweating through my shirt. I guess that's Colorado for you, where the weather changes every hour. The other story here in Colorado, of course, is altitude. Steamboat Springs is at 7,000 feet elevation. But this race will approach altitudes of 12,000 feet, and everything changes at high altitude. You go into the red, you don't come back. The riders who are better acclimated always have an advantage, and that means American riders, Colorado-based riders, and those who were at the Tour of Utah 2 weeks ago. One of the big stories at the moment is that none of the top 3 riders from last year's race are coming back this year for very different reasons, and only one rider from the Tour of Utah podium is here, and that's Brent Bookwalter of BMC Racing. I spoke with Rohan Dennis, I spoke with Taylor Finney. They say that Brent Bookwalter is one of the big favorites. Also interesting is that Cannondale Garmin, the big American team, is looking to its young American Nate Brown, who has never been given a leadership role, to be their GC rider for this race. So a lot of unknowns, wide open race, crazy weather, high altitude. Check back later in the week for updates, and next week's GCN show I'll bring you the full wrap up. That's it.
Cool. Anyone know what acclimated means?
Should we look it up?
We're going to have to.
I'm not sure it exists as a word.
Acclimated? Acclimated?
Oh, I see what you mean now.
Acclimated?
Just bear with me, guys.
It is the segment you've all been waiting for. It's GCN's Epic Rides. Matt, do you need to... Oh, you're already preparing yourself. Hit it, mate. At Nicholas Red.
One day. 15 hours. 290 kilometers. Vinogradov to Lviv. through the Carpathians.
Good effort, that, mate.
That was
How
great.
about this one from Alice_Endersby? I mean, that's a vintage. I'm not even sure if that's allowed, is it?
Can you do it in a
epic
vintage
ride?
voice?
Yeah, give that a go.
2008. Me, 12 years old. Lands into Bucharest with my family. 3,105 miles. It's so rewarding.
Wow, that's a quick conversion.
Yeah, it was. That did sound quite vintage as well.
Just keep posting
comes
those
naturally,
hashtag
doesn't it?
GCN Epic Rides.
Yeah, keep them coming in. Hashtag GCN Epic Rides.
We're enjoying making Matt do a silly voice. I hope you are too.
The website bikerumour.com had a really interesting article last week showing a couple of patent applications from the company Rotor, who are of course famous for their Q rings and also their cranks. But a close look at those patent applications suggests that Rotor are working on entire group sets, including a hydraulically operated one which has been rumoured for over a year now.
Yeah, it's just line drawings at the minute, but it is very exciting, and I mean that, Matt, it is exciting
Sounds it.
for the group set market as a whole because things are really heating up. So we've got SRAM, who've been testing their wireless system. We've got FSA, who've just debuted their new prototype semi-wireless system, and now potentially we've got Rotor as well. And it's exciting for this particular reason, and that is that as we've seen it in the power meter market, which was dominated by one company, as soon as the market heats up and competition increases, then prices come tumbling down. So fingers crossed that will happen with group sets as well. How good would that be?
Yeah, certainly the overload of carbon frames on the market has seen prices tumble.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But it's all, at the end of the day, it's all about top end shifting, though, isn't it? On the channel this week, on Wednesday, it's how to look pro like a pro.
Looking pro extends beyond the bike. If you want the complete image, then you need to live and breathe style. Our very own Dan Lloyd is the epitome of style, both on and off the bike.
On Thursday, it's our top 10 riders to watch at the Vuelta.
Yeah, on Friday we take a look at the differences between tubeless, tubular and clincher tyres.
What it feels like on the road is probably the most important thing of all. So let's get on our bikes, Matt, and see if we can test it out. Do you want to go for the tubulars first?
I'm on Dan's bike, aren't I?
Yeah, like a monkey on a spud. I'll go for clinchers.
I absolutely love a good tubular tyre. Although I accept you don't actually need them to race, I think if you're serious about performance, then tubs really are the way to go.
Then on Saturday we've got a pro bike, this time from Lachlan Norris, who rides for Drapac, who ride a Swift. And then on Sunday we have got Off the Back.
Yeah, Maintenance Monday this week. For those of us who are still riding rim brakes and not disc brakes, this is how you get the very best out of them. And then Tuesday is, of course, the GCN Show. And remember, we said at the beginning of this show that you could be the person who introduces next week's show. So you ready for it? This is how you're going to do it. Very simply, film yourself saying welcome to the GCN Show and then submit it to us on your choice of social media, be it Twitter, Instagram, Facebook or YouTube using the hashtag WelcomeGCN. Just one word of advice, make sure you get the letters or the words in the right order, unlike this collection of high profile professional cyclists.
Welcome to the CGN Show.
Hello, welcome to GCN Show.
Welcome to the GCN program.
Hashtag WelcomeGCN.
We should just perhaps writing it down.
GNC? GCN, whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
don't put hashtag WelcomeGNC.
No, we won't get that.
Time now for Dom's tweet of the week. Now the first one is from a chap called Raul Romero, at Raul Romero, who's posted a quite incredible picture. You have to look very, very closely. The ultimate cycling tan lines.
That is unbelievable.
Serious ozone.
I would say it's dedication, but I think it's probably accidental.
I think it's
It's
obviously
better than your tattoo, mate.
That's
Not on our part though. We designed the jerseys specifically so people would kind of get tattoos on their backs with GCN logos.
That is branding at its best.
That
It's
is.
literally branding.
I see what you did there.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
Dom has gone for one of his own tweets.
You can't do that.
He makes
You
the
do
rules,
that,
doesn't
Dan.
he? He makes the
If I'm
rules.
honest.
But anyway, Dom tweeted a couple of days back, "This man is prepared for anything," in reference to our very own Dan Lloyd.
Except a job in a bar by the look of it. Did you pull that pint, Dan?
I did,
Draped
yeah.
in a Spanish flag. I mean, you do look prepared for anything. I mean, mountain
I
biking,
wasn't prepared
perhaps.
for you swinging a sherry bottle over my
Was I? Did you pour that pint as well? It's got a particularly poor head on it,
All
mate.
right, you both said that now. Extreme corner now. Now, I don't know how long this segment has been running. We've had some pretty amazing pieces in Extreme Corner, but none of them come up to the standard of this, because this is me on a mountain bike.
It really is.
It's amazing.
It really is quite extreme.
It's great.
Extremely.
Sure, you're that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's true.
Obviously, Dan Lloyd can jump.
Yeah, proved us all wrong.
Do you think anyone's going to still be with us after that?
Probably not. I think the drop-off rate would have sort of just been quite
That's it,
precipitous,
just plummeted.
really.
Should we even bother with an end board?
They won't get to this bit because
There's
they keep
nobody
replaying the Extreme Corner bit.
Okay.
Well, if you are watching and you happen to be interested in the Welter, how about watching our preview show by clicking just up there if you're still hanging around.
Yeah, or if tech is your thing, then we did a really cool video where we simply tested, can you stop fast with disc brakes? And the results are down there.
It's a top video, actually.
And if you never want to miss an Extreme Corner again, which you probably don't after that, all you've got to do to subscribe to the channel is click on us.
Why don't you click on the really extreme dude in the middle? Gnarly.
Extreme.
Oh, gnarly.
That was just
See what I
bizarre.
did there?
That was frankly bizarre, not extreme.
What was it? Oh, you gave him the horns.
Is it that? Did I get it wrong?
I don't know. I think you went like that, didn't you? I don't know what it
No, I did like that.
I don't know.